These are yellow apples, and they're very sweet. No tartness at all. Just all sweetness. Kind of tiny though. Alright, this is an abandoned type of factory or something. Look at this, they got water running right underneath. They have a posted no trespassing sign. So you gotta be careful. Yeah, warning, keep out. It'd be nice to look inside the window. Yeah, they got a lot of broken ones. Wow, they really built up the dirt around this thing. I'm guessing I'm on private. Oh, they put a fence too. They put up some. Oh, that's for the canal. Wow, that's good That's good protection right there. Huh. Whatever they were doing. This thing's neat. They had a tree that grew on it for a while and they had to cut it. Hanging stuff from the end of the eave there, I guess. This is the last thing I would expect to see is elderberries still on the bush, very red. I thought they would have been more shriveled up than this or something. This is odd. Maybe they're the poisonous ones. Oh, okay. Using those elderberries as an example. As a traveler, it's been a long time since I've come across them. And I do recall reading about poisonous ones, so I only had like 4 or 5 of them. But as a traveler, I guess you could say I'm a little more hesitant about eating that type of stuff. If I was living around here and seeing it year after year and having tried it the first year, knowing it's good, I wouldn't be so scared. But coming across it for the first time in a long time, I guess. First of all, what kind of mushroom is this? Oh man, wait. What is that? That's a unique one. I've never seen that. And then second, there's the 1867 cabin. During the winter. So this is a rush job. It's a unique way to put up the contacts. Look at this, city water. In the park. I wonder if eating dehydrated foods is a bigger burden on my lower gut than I realize. I walk over to the library. I see 2 connections. Both the library is secure, and then there's some city connection. And then I got 2 hours to waste, walk around, come back to my car, and I check randomly just the internet here, and there's some kind of Netgear guest that just lets me on, no password, just I'm on. That's great. Do you know of any libraries south of here? Yeah, there's a lot of motels that line this road. I don't think I'm going to bother trying to sleep overnight in that rest area, because I know they'll be on me about that, especially with all the motels and campground sites. Just on the side of the road would be good enough. Music and popcorn could really make for a good night. Alright, the plan is to pull in, take a left at the only flashing stoplights down the main street, park at the museum, and hope I don't get bothered for the night. Alright, so I'm in Panguitch. It was a very cold morning, and I want to continue further south for the warmth. I think Kanab actually starts giving relief. Can't check out any internet around here because they got it all blocked everywhere. Colorado City had that, I saw a video of people talking about really traditional Mormons who wear the traditional 1800s clothes and stuff. I saw that north of Panguitch, so it's not just like in one city, it's like the southern part of Utah, but not in Cedar City. I didn't notice the real high traditional Mormon little house in the prairie, almost like I don't want to say Mennonites. They're kind of like Mennonites, almost like Amish, but more like Mennonites in the southern part of Utah. I never saw that in St. George. It's in certain communities. I am just stunned by how cold it got this morning. Not really overnight. It happened this morning. Like it was a late minute cold front. What the heck is this thing? It's in front of the museum. An old bishop's storehouse is a museum now. Some kind of a drill with feet. Make it creative. I'd say that the bishop's storehouse was huge, but they definitely put a lot of effort into it for the roof and for everything. Make it look really nice. Bishop's Storehouse is now a museum, and they closed all the windows. Maybe I don't understand why this is like that. It's a ramp. Maybe it's for ramping up the food through the back or something. I parked here. Alright, it looks like Radio Shack is in business here. Cowboy store. Old Tabernacle. Oh man, my breathing feels so weird. Over here they got a Quilt Walk park. This is a traditional little hand wagon that the Mormons carried over from the East Coast. Doesn't look big enough though, actually. Oh, and it's a dude. I thought it'd be a female. A group of hardy. He's got some unique leggings for some real cold weather and a side pack. Side packs are pretty useful. And then a screwy sidewalk. Courthouse, built in 2011, keeps up with that traditional appearance of all the older buildings around it, using the red brick, like this house. Several businesses downtown. I think these people intentionally, alright. Yeah, definitely put some stone. See, it's like you got these great stones and then this moderate house. Well, it's kind of a nice house, but the stones overshadow it. Then again, I was looking at it from the front, from the side. It's got three garages. Actually, they did put some effort into that house. And a small train track. That's definitely not for the main rails. Alright, so they closed the KOA for the winter time, it says. Reopens April 1st. So if I did want to camp out here, which I wouldn't, somebody's living there. Alright. Whatever. This is on the outskirts of town, the south side. That shed is interesting. I'd like to get a closer look at it, but they got it all fenced around for some reason. Guess they don't want any kids near it. And it looks like this is some kind of a trail for four-wheelers and eventually snowmobiles. Because as cold as it is right now, it's not even October 15th. It's definitely going to hold snow. So they only plow in the daylight. You can see the puddles of water are frozen at the Big Fish family restaurant. And it's interesting. It's on the outskirts of the city. They might not get much business. I was going to say that this is quite interesting that they got big logs in front, but I guess they're flower pot things. All the flowers. I can't really pick up anything. Yeah, I like these antlers. You get several places to grab on. It says it's open. I wouldn't normally walk this far, but there's these long distance signs I want to read. If they didn't have these long distance signs, I think I'm going this way anyway, and there's some more signs to read, but I'm heading south. I'll see this again most likely, because this is straight south, straight through. Why is it the only time I prefer to sing is when I'm bicycling or driving? Another manure spreader on display with nice little plants planted in it. This area is like 6,300 feet in the air, I think. So even tall mountains with the snow peaks really don't look that tall because they're already pretty high up in the air. Panguitch Lake, Cedar Breaks, National Monument, Bryan Head. Oh no, Kanab is to the left? I gotta look at my map again. I thought I would go straight. Talking about here, I guess. I got all these signs. I got like 10 of these signs on both sides of the road. They don't put them on the buildings. They go on the sidewalks. That's something to do with the horseshoes at the Straight Arrow Saddlery. It's closed until further notice! Exclamation point. This is an old library turned into an antique store. It says public library right above. I'm gonna go take a peek. They got some kind of weird... Oh, what the heck? I don't think it's open. Yeah. Then they moved the library down the street into the city hall. They could have kept this library right here. Why they moved it is a curiosity. Maybe because of disability issues. They would have had to make a big elevator to get to the top floor for the disabled. Cheaper to just move it into the city hall. Seems to be some rationality. Yeah, I get weird thoughts in my head when I'm alone. I'm just thinking back to when I saw ice cubes in a urinal, and not many people put ice cubes in a urinal. It seems like the only place I've seen it happen was in Astoria, Oregon, at that fish, and it was a fish processing place, a canning process, old canning fish processing, salmon or something. And you know, they put fish on ice, and they probably rationalized that they could hold down the urine smell by just throwing ice in the urinals. And it's like nobody else really does that, and I bet it's exclusive. You know, it's a thought that came across with the fish market because they found it helped with the fish odors. I gotta say, the timing of my breathing, my lungs and my heart seem off. And it seems like in the past, my heart has always had to respond to my lungs, to my breathing, and it had no trouble. But now it seems like my heart is taking on its own type of tick, and my lungs are having difficulty keeping up with the heart, or just finding that rhythm, because the heart is just off rhythm in some way. And so I find myself having to deep breathe and exhale extra outside of just the involuntary breathing. And I bet it's a lot to do with the lack of exercise. The Kanab library, they're nice enough to keep the internet available without password. So I just pull in on a Sunday when it's closed. It'd be nice if they were open on a Sunday, but that's fine as long as it's not a password problem. Maybe they just don't see many people out here, but there's a skate park right there. Oh, and the bathrooms. Wow, I get water too. There's a sign that says no overnight parking. And somebody donated some books, I guess. Looks like right next to the library is a tennis court. I don't need any more books. This is quite a dump. Wow. I've never seen a TV at a bathroom before. That house is like built into the rock. I gotta admit, I like this park next to Kanab Library. Yeah, it's good parking even on a Sunday. I gotta worry more about the overnight parking somewhere though. Best time to check that out is at night. Well, there's no obvious, clear, immediate trails that go to the top of the ridges of these mountains, but I'm sure they're somewhere, just not seeing them immediately. It looks really cool. We got red rock, red mud, red sand, all the varieties of this redness. I guess I never really thought about red mud before so much until started walking in the wet stuff. This weather is strange. It's like it's hot, but it's cold. It's just a hot sun, cold wind. Utah's Little Hollywood had like placards of various people who may have lived here. This area has a great backdrop for Hollywood movies. Price of gas here is $3.38. It just goes up the further south I go. Oh, you got two sizes. Alright, so this is area that They hold some old movie sets, I guess. You're gonna have to pay to get in. Yeah, it's open right now. No way I'm gonna pay though. I know what it's gonna cost. I wonder what do they got back here? Some old stagecoach. Yeah, the displays are right outside. What is over here though? Some deer tracks. They plowed stuff. I'll walk over there.